This episode of Remodel Revolution is brought to us by Closets by Design DFW. Check them out at dallas.closetsbydesign.com or give them a call at 972-361-0010. That's 972-361-0010. Neidert. Well, Bixby says Neidert, and Siri says Neidert. No, Neidert.
Hey, as long as it's close, I'm okay.
It's Gary Neidert with the Home Improvement Podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. And Gary and I have a lot of ground to cover today. And Gary and I have known each other for many years. Gary was the sales for the Home and Garden Show for 30 years.
Almost 30 years.
Wow. And that's how we met many years ago. And we've enjoyed collaborating and working together on many projects since. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it has.
And I thought one of the things that I was focused on for this show is how I've noticed that small business people, particularly in construction, because I see them driving down the highway, they need really some help in their marketing, because a lot of these people are wasting so much money doing bad marketing. And I thought maybe first today we could talk about a few tips to give you guys that are particularly the roofers. I guess it seems like they must be making really good money because they spend a lot of it on big giant trucks with big giant signs painted on them. I don't know what you call it.
Wraps.
Yeah,
Vehicle
wraps. That's right.
Yeah.
They're wraps. That's what they are. So the rule of thumb in marketing, and this is, guys, if this is a yard sign or if this is your truck, and even actually on the internet, is that instead of having your truck, let's go to your truck. Instead of having your truck wrapped with this giant sign that says everything you do, says painting, framing, remodels, new homes, sheetrock, tape bed texture, and then it has this big giant emblem wrapped around your truck, that does not do you a bit of good. That is a complete waste of your money, and you should be spending your money on a message. It's all in messaging, and spending your money on a message that people can see in what, 3 seconds?
3 seconds, yes.
And what should that message be?
It should say what you do, who you are, and how to get in touch with you. Those 3 things. And that's it. That's all you need.
And so now I guess they do these big wraps. They want to catch your eye.
Right.
What happens when you do this big wrap with this big tiger wrapped around your truck, and you're somewhere in there is your name? What happens?
You're trying to look through the jungle to find the phone number.
That's right.
And it's hidden. It's well hidden in there. It's like, where's Waldo? Where's the phone number?
Where's the phone number?
Yeah.
And
so it's distracting.
And speaking of phone numbers, do you even need a phone number anymore on one of these?
Not really. Just the website.
Nobody looks at a phone number.
Yeah.
They'd have to remember it.
Yeah. The website's all you need right now.
Now, I will tell you that I have not sat at any red lights and seen anybody out with their pencil and paper writing down the phone number and the website and the name of one of these trucks. Usually they're like, get out of my way, I can't see around you. But, and I'm not trying to pick on anybody, but I think there's just some basic marketing 101 that a lot of these people need. And it's going to become more and more important.
Absolutely.
As we come out of this pandemic,
yeah,
and people start getting more energized to do things to let you in their homes, because that's been our big problem in remodeling. Let's talk a little bit about internet marketing and some of the messages people should be putting out on the internet for the same reason.
Yeah. Have a good story. Tell the story not from a point of view of here's what my company has done. I've been in business for this long a period of time. My grandfather used to own the business. You have to come at it from the point of view of your prospect. What are you going to do for the prospect? It's an old saying, WIIFM. What's in it for me? That's a radio station that everybody is set up to listen to, and a lot of people are not programmed to broadcast in that. But as a consumer, they're listening. What is it you're going to do for me? And so instead of just saying how great you are, say what you're going to do for the client, how you're going to make the client a hero in the eyes of their family, in their peers, or whatever. Have a good story. Make it short, but have a good story to tell.
That's very interesting. So tell me the story. You have a guy that has a success story doing that very thing.
Which one are you talking about?
I can't remember the name. You told me about it last week. The blinds guy.
Oh, Blindster.com.
Yeah.
Blindster.com, his name is Kyle. Sorry, I don't remember his last name. But he started a blind business, a window covering business many years ago. He was working for Black & Decker, and I think the story was he was going to be transferred to another location. He lived in Houston, still lives in Houston. But he was going to be transferred, and he didn't really want to move. That's how I remember the story. So he started a blind company, and he built it up. And with this ground roots marketing system that he had, it was before the days of all the sophistication we have on the internet now. But he built the business up until to a multi-million-dollar business. And Home Depot came along and bought the business from him.
Mama Home Depot.
Oh, yes.
Daddy Depot.
Yes. Oh, Depot's got deep
everybody's
pockets.
dream if they own a small business that has to do with residential.
Yeah. And he's not the only one I know of that has a Home Depot has helped pad their pockets. But anyway, he sold the business, and then he went for a couple of years and just, I don't know, I guess he went fishing or whatever. I don't know. But his non-compete clause expired, and he started Blindster.com. And they started with a website, and then they continued to modify it and fix it to where it's user-friendly, and you can order blinds directly from the website. And so it's turned into a pretty successful business. And he is a marketing guy. He knows his numbers. He knows where the clients come from, and he knows how to make it work. And
that's part of the. There's a process involved with all of this, and I'm learning this now because I have well over 200 videos up from my various little enterprises that I have, which are keeping me up late at night. You can tell by looking at my face. And what's keeping me up at night is I'm having to constantly go back through and redo things. And so when you're doing internet marketing in particular right now, it is a process. It is not a speed race. It is a slow walk.
Slow and steady wins the race.
You have to constantly stay on top of what's available to you, what will work, what makes your channel work, what makes your marketing work, change your titling, change the description of it. There's tools on the internet to help you find out what is the best thing to do and best thing to say, but it's a constant thing. So in your marketing now, in your truck or your yard marketing, what I've always told these young guys that I'm around a lot that are new to business is if you can, yard signs, of course, was how we started. And if you can't read the yard sign and get the message off of it in about 10 seconds at 30 miles an hour, you got too much stuff on your yard sign.
Absolutely.
They need to just have name recognition. That is the main thing, is name recognition. Burn it into their head. And then the message used to be a phone number. And then here's another thing that I see that's making me cuckoo. Don't name your business something that nobody understands. I had a guy, and this is back in the 80s, young guy going in business, and he called me up. He said, my wife and I are starting this business, and we came up with this name we think everybody will love. and I'm not kidding you. He said, it's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I go, no. You can't even fit that on a letterhead, dude.
So he's wanting to be Mary Poppins.
I said, no. Abbreviate it like really big. But, you get passionate about what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You fall in love with the whole idea, the whole thing, and you want to get this high energy message out to people, and you get all caught up in the wrong messaging, and you spend all this money on truck wraps and these signs that are 4 feet wide, 10 feet tall. If they can't read it at 30 miles an hour, still, just look at what other people are doing. Look at what the realtors do on their signs, and look at a billboard. Use examples of what other people are doing. If you're marketing on the internet, look at what other people are doing on the internet to market, and then you'll have a better idea of what to do.
And sometimes you have to do the opposite of what people are doing, because even with a truck wrap, a truck can be sitting there, and it can be the wrap itself can have so much detail to it that the message is hidden in the wrap. It's hard to find the company name, what they do, the phone number, the website, because of all the clutter of the graphics. Even sitting still, it's hard to notice.
Well, you don't need a Picasso on your F-250.
No. A white truck with some block lettering, hey, you're good to go.
Yeah. Well, I have been living with the internet. Now, when I was in radio, and Gary was with me, he's been with me for 20 years, I guess, probably about 20 years. And on this journey, we've both been on the journey together. And in radio, it was totally different because you were listening, you weren't reading. And so we put out, it's a 60-second message or a 30-second message. And that 30-second message, that's what a lot of people would call an elevator pitch. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's half an elevator pitch. I don't know, but it's got to get the message out so that people remember it, right? And so you have 30 seconds. It's almost like a tweet. Mm-hmm. It's almost like a tweet, but it's audio.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you get the right message out, people will remember. But if you just get cluttery, it just bogs everything down.
Yeah.
So in your marketing, young fellas and gals, and your new businesses, make sure that people know how to find you and where to find you and what you do. That's essentially what it is. And when you're naming your company, make sure and name it something that clicks with people. That when like my construction company has been around for so long, people recognize the name because it's just been there. And that's the same thing with Coca-Cola or Pepsi or Ford or whoever these big, they're selling their product all over the world. Why do they keep spending all this money marketing?
It's brand reinforcement.
Yeah. And so that's what you need to do. So do a yard sign, do the internet, do all these things, but do them smart. And don't put the wrap on your truck that it looks like the whole jungle's coming at you because no one's going to be able to read it.
The views and opinions of this program are for educational and entertainment purposes only and are not intended to replace the recommendations of a hired professional.